Hi, this is Sasha. So, just wanted to share a story with you. What happened to me in the past when I had a kidney illness. So, I was really small. I was only 20 kg at the time. So, as you can imagine, how small I was, and I gained 10 kg of water weight through this illness. And that was a physical, very physical, it made itself very physically clear. It's stump medicine doctors, because they tried everything, and they resorted to giving me high dose steroids. It was really high enough to make my bones invisible on x-ray. Within days I had this happen to me. But this is what they thought to do, right? And at that time I had a couple relapses. I had near-death experiences that I was not told about at that time, but learned after what happened. I had near-death experiences that were spiritual catalysts for me, and it brought up a lot of stuff for healing in the years to come. The steroids also set me up for a long time of dealing with adrenal symptoms, issues to do with low energy, or not feeling on top of things, or just generally with the adrenal function being low. What happens? So I went along in my healing process at that young age, but I had to do it. I had to do it because when you reach at this level where, if you think about the traffic light system, where red is spirituality, spiritual healing, the orange is emotional mental healing, and the green is physical healing. When you reach that point where green isn't actually doing what it's supposed to do, and you're feeling all this heaviness, and things aren't clicking, solutions aren't appearing, then you have to retrace back. It's almost imperative, and it's almost like it's when medicine gives up, and doctors give up, and you sometimes may give up because you're trying so hard on the physical level. So I was forced actually to go to the spiritual healing level through the native experiences, and through the years after that. I was forced to stop and pause and reflect, which is red and orange, for a long time. And then after then, physical healing followed. So I had a long journey of that, and this also happened a few years back when medicine again gave up on my situation. In fact, people also gave up on my situation, and I had this Kundalini experience, which is like a spiritual stage of energy that happened right at a time where the world was giving up, and even I was starting to give up for the first time in my life. I was feeling so overwhelmed. So the spiritual had to happen, and that happened and allowed me to stop, because the physical was so extreme by then. I stopped at the red light, and then I spent a lot of time orange red, still trying to do a lot of work on the physical. Sometimes it's frustrating when you're doing a lot and nothing's shifting, but because there's so much needing to happen on the other levels, right? So it does take a little time, but I've learned some techniques through all these years and experiences of what actually works, and what actually is the longest lasting and most holistic and most representative of you, and will meet you where you are. So all my courses, this course instructed with a traffic light system. So always keeping in mind you have to go and stop at red, and you have to go to the orange, and the goal is that when you're at the green, physical healing flows seamlessly and you're not so frustrated and you're seeing results. That is the goal, and that's what I do when I also work with patients in person, even if I don't do it explicitly sometimes, but I do it, keep bearing those things in mind, always needing to go back to those stages in healing. So I know that this is extremely important, going to the spiritual level, emotional level, and not only in dealing with one issue, but oftentimes when you go back, when you retrace your steps, you also get to work with other things going on. So when you go back now, go forward to the green, things are even more seamlessly flowing, like in other ways. So this course, Birthing You New, is about birthing new life and bringing your visions closer to you through the physical body, because the physical body is actually the portal through which we connect with experiences and the world around it. Is the answer to healing. And to be honest, it actually is the vessel. If you cannot see progress, it means you have to come back and focus on your body, and it's going to shift things in many ways in your life when you do that. So coming back to the body, and so I designed this course, Birthing the New, around the key organs, key areas in the body that deal with hormones, and it deals with regulating this movement and dealing with absorbing shock and panic and all those things that happen subconsciously when you're at a time of transition. So we're working with also any issues, if you have issues of low energy, of chronic fatigue, of any issues in your reproductive system, any issues to do with your thyroid, weight loss, mood swings, any issues with your heart and anxiety, panic, even physical issues, all of these will be looked at and given more light and more energy to flow more seamlessly in the physical body, so that you feel that. So it's a three-tiered system. Spiritual, stopping at the spiritual, knowing that the importance of stopping, and then knowing that when you have that, you ground there in the physical through your body, with your body, in that spiritual stoplight place, and then you move on to the mental, emotional, and you're not just doing it with affirmations that tell you how to think, or you're doing it with meeting you where you are. So you're not transforming this into seeing everything that you're experiencing as like evil, and we're doing it from a place where you are right now, meeting you where you are. So there's no judgment where you are and what you're experiencing. But if you're experiencing heaviness in your body, difficulty moving on, and it's coming up in a lot of physical symptoms that are not resolving as well, through this course we will go through step-by-step techniques to help you in this process. Support is also a key factor in healing, and this is what I would provide a framework for you in this course as well. The system, the program I'm designing is that way. So I've put together this program as someone who has had to learn a lot about energy healing, sometimes painfully, in order to heal the physical. So I've had to do it. I had to go to the spiritual place, stoplight, and for me, it has been at least 2 big instances and many more little ones in where I had to do that. It was imperative. There was no other way around it. When you reach that point that you have to do something about it. So I've designed it as someone who has a lot of experience personally, so I can understand what you're feeling and what you may be feeling, and I can also relate to this as someone who works with patients and sees things scientifically and from a medical science perspective in how these organs function in the body and what they do in the body to shape physical health. So while physical health seems to get less of a focus here, it actually is really important in the design of this course. So if you have any urges or any inquiries around this, please feel free to contact me. I'll leave the link to the program below, and I'll hope to see you there. I look forward to supporting you in shedding the weight of the past in all ways and pulling you forward into the new and the future, and pulling actually out of you the real you, more of that on the outside, the vibrancy and the light and the life, because that is what shapes and adds meaning and quality to your life. So that's it for me for now. Again, if you want to contact me, feel free to do so.